Hey everybody. Uh, I was having difficulty with my recording system, and I couldn't make videos for a while, but I'm back now. Today's question is about greed and how what the tarot has to say. I'd like to start off to say we can use many cards. Um, a lot of cards can answer this question in the tarot, but when I shuffled, I got the Eight of Cups as a inverted as an answer. Here's what it looks like. Okay, so um, the thing is about the greed. There are many different types of greed, and I think we do not or should not uh, reduce it to just one thing. But when you look at the man in the card, when the card is upright, cups are about receiving, socialism, how you socialize, feelings, and so on. So when you look at the card when it's upright, you see the man has stacked the cups or have moved past the cups, and he has, to his satisfaction, reached a certain level, and he moved on. Again, this is an area where it's quite isolated. So we can expect that certain types of greed isolates us. And what's interesting, since cups refer to socializing and so on, I think it's safe to say that in one aspect of this card at least, when it's about socializing, you can be very close to what you love, but also be at the same time very far removed when the card is inverted. Um, so when cups are upright, socialism is going good and it's going well, and you kind of don't have any trouble connecting with people and staying on top of things, managing things. But imagine if the man in this card didn't realize when to stop stacking cup, cups. Uh, it would seem to me the the stack of cups would become so large later on that it would be almost dominating himself, or making himself minuscule in comparison to that what he is stacking. So although he has a lot of it, so let's say he stacks cups as large as a pyramid, and we know how large pyramids can be. And I'm going to get to these kind of structures in a minute, these ancient structures or old structures. Um, when you look at those pyramids, when you're in front of it, you're glad if you're a tourist and you're close to a landmark or a site of great historical value. But when faced with a pyramid or some kind of old castle, you kind of feel overwhelmed by it, because it's not like something small like a cell phone you can hold in your hands and you have it and you have access to it. But the larger it becomes, the harder it becomes to keep it under control, or even to be aware that how far the reaches of what you have goes. And uh, I think this is what greed can be like. It gets so big in the end, the things we're collecting that in the end, although it's right in front of us, we have access to it. It's so large, we might as not well have access to it because it rules basically our lives. It is such a large thing that you can walk all day in that castle or pyramid and not cover it. But the Eight of Cups upright, the man learned the lesson when it's enough, it's sufficient, and he could find contentment in that card or in that situation. And I know I have a neighbor that lives down the street. It's a bit hard to translate it, but it loosely translates to he has a plaque against his wall in his front yard, and it says satisfied, or to denote I have enough or I am content. And I think that's an important lesson in life. We should know when we can be content with what we have. And by this I don't mean we don't need to expand things, but the more we expand things in life, the bigger the responsibility is to kind of keep all of that under control. And though you're very close to what you think you like and what you do, you could still be very far removed from it. Or when it comes to people, it can separate you from people. You may think you're very close to people because cups represent socializing and receiving things in life, and you could still be very far removed from what you think you actually have. So those are a few ideas about greed, and what I'd like to add to that, there are many old structures we have that people don't quite know what to do with them. I know there's one castle, I've forgotten its name now, but it's a spectacular castle. And last time I heard they were going to build a train station that runs through this castle. But castles are expensive to maintain. And I think sometimes greed can influence us in a way that we kind of lose sight of what's important. If it doesn't bring immediate gratification or profit, we kind of forget about it and we kind of get fed up with it. So there are a lot of old things and structures, buildings, castles, and people don't quite know what to do with them, and they don't feel so good about them anymore because they feel they're more a nuisance than they're worth anything. And that kind of reminds me of the heap or the stack the man has been building in the Eight of Cups. Maybe if something is valuable like that, looking at it from a different angle, you find that you get this structure of cups which should have value, but you fail to see the value in that because it's too much trouble to maintain or to keep up. So I think greed can in many ways change our opinions of what is truly valuable and important. And this can, like I say, it's not just about money. We can be greedy about a lot of things. And I think what struck me most about this card is, as I say, you can be very close to something, but at the same time, very far removed from it. So those are a few ideas. Let me know what you think about it. You can leave your comments and questions below, and my email is integrated. Okay, cheers.